Analysis by analysis. That's what you get from the other guys, but not here, not now, and not ever. This is the Baseball Insider Show, presented by BCWSA. A look deep inside the game from a former player's perspective. The Baseball Insider Show, presented by BCWSA, is broadcasting live from the Pines Tavern in Bristol, Pennsylvania, and is brought to you by BCWSA, the Pines Tavern, Penn Community Bank. We now go live to the Pines Tavern in Bristol, Pennsylvania for the Baseball Insider Show, presented by BCWSA. Now, here are your hosts, Phillies Director of Fun and Games, John Brazer, and former pitcher from the 93 National League champion Phillies, Tommy Greene.
All right, welcome to the Baseball Insider Show, presented by BCWSA, live from the Pines Tavern in Bristol, PA. I'm John Brazer, Director of Fun and Games. Those Fighting Phils, joined by my co-host, Tommy Greene. And Tommy, we've heard this song for about, I don't know how many years we've been doing the show. Many years, 20 years.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, and the ugly. And I never thought about it. Who is the good, who's the bad, and who's the ugly? I'm going to put you on the spot.
I have no clue, pal.
Well, I know I'm not the good, so
I've seen the movie before, but I've seen so many of those type of movies I can't remember it.
Yeah. All right. Well, Tommy, we're going to have a great show lined up today because the Fighting Phils were 5-2 this week, including Sunday's game. So
we got a happy Brazier this week, I think.
Yes, there is a happy Brazier.
We're not talking golf or anything else. We're talking baseball.
Exactly right. So if you are in the Bristol area, please stop in and say hello. We are at the Pines Tavern. We're going to talk about the week in Phillies baseball, including last Sunday's game. Great pitching performances, clutch hitting, a lot of power. But before we do that, let's bring on Larry Warren, who is the owner of the Pines Tavern.
Hey, Larry.
An old hockey player from the Bristol area. Larry, how you doing?
I'm doing well, John. How about yourself?
Good. We probably played against each other at some point way back when.
Yeah, maybe.
And then you also told me that
showing your age, Brazier.
There was a Bristol. I told you I played for the Flyers alumni a handful of times, Joe Watson and that crew. And you had told me that a team from Bristol beat one of the few times, because I know I play with them, they never even came close. And they play all-star men's league teams all the time.
Yeah.
But there's a team that won.
Yeah, there's a bunch of guys that played high school hockey over at Grundy Rink here back in the day.
Yep.
And actually guys from, probably over a span of about 8 or 9 years, different age groups, and ended up playing men's league together, and they hooked up the game with the Flyers alumni and lost the first time they played them and felt like they kind of got jobs. So then the following year they played again, and it was pretty chippy, and
right.
And the Bristol guys prevailed. So
I mean, it's pretty funny when you see a Joe Watson or Jimmy Watson, they're not wearing helmets, and you think, all right, they're close to 80 years old, we should be able to take them. But these guys are still professional hockey players, and they can pass right, hit someone right on the stick. They still are good skaters, and they have great shots. So
we were with Joe last week, so that gives me some ammo. I'm going to carry my screwdriver with me so I can kind of turn it a little bit, see what he has to say.
All right, Larry, tell us about what do we got at the Pines Tavern? We loved it when we were here last time. Loving it already right now. Hopefully we're going to watch the Sixers victory. What do we got at the Pines Tavern?
Well, we got all kinds of great things going on food-wise, obviously. Roasting our own meats and homemade chili, homemade veal and peppers.
You had the chili last time, right?
Speaking my language.
You had the chili last time, I think.
Yes, I did. I'm having it again, too.
All right. I can't get better endorsement than that. Yeah, so and then we've got some live entertainment coming up. We've got the Beggars and Molly Seeger here on Sunday, May 19th. And then check our Facebook page for the other live acts that we've coming up. We spot them in here and there. It's not a regular every Thursday or every Sunday thing, but we got some of the best acts in the area, and we kind of keep it comfortable so that the the grown-ups get a night out.
Okay. And then also today we are going to be raffling off tickets, right, for the June 3rd game?
Yes. We have 2 second-level front row seats, aisle seats for the game on June 3rd.
All right, so if you can get down, because everybody here at the Pines Tavern is eligible. We have raffle tickets. So those who are in a car right now listening to WBCB, get on down here, get yourself a beer, say hi to Tommy, Larry, Chris Ermer, myself, and then get yourself in the running for June 3rd tickets.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, Larry, really appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.
There it is, Larry Warren. All right, Tommy. Again, we talked about a great week. First of all, let me just tell you, Pines Tavern is one of Bucks County's hidden gems. In Bristol, good friends, great food, inviting spirits is always what you'll find at the Pines Tavern. They specialize in affordable, kicked-up comfort food classics, featuring their great sandwiches like the South Philly pork with sautéed spinach and sharp provolone. I think I got that last time.
Man,
or one of their famous burgers, like the Chambers Burger, a 10-ounce hamburger, 100% Angus chuck burger, cooked to order. Suppers include their homemade meatloaf. Who doesn't love meatloaf? Fish and chips, their pan-seared chicken breast, and happy hour, Monday to Friday, 4 to 6, Saturday and Sunday, 3 to 5, featuring $2 most domestic beers, bottled or draft, $5 wines, $5 flatbread pizza, 10-ounce cheeseburgers. The Pines Tavern is at the fork in the road at Radcliffe Street and Farragut Avenue in Bristol. Open 7 days, serving great foods. Spirits from 11:30 till 9 p.m. weekdays, Friday and Saturdays till 11, and Sundays 9 p.m. So
I don't know if I'm going to be able to talk after all the food you just mentioned.
I know.
My mouth's watering, tongues.
I think and especially we had the food from last time after the show. So, yes, very, very good. And we got a lot of celebrities here, too. Of course, I said we have Chris Ermer, but we also have the famous Bill Redner from WBCB, Tommy. Ooh. How about that? All right.
That's awesome to have Bill here.
Yep. So here's what we have. The week. We will start Sunday because our last show was Sunday before the game. So we were playing the White Sox. And I think a lot of people said, after we finished the White Sox and the Colorado series where we swept both, a lot of people said, well, we played the White Sox and the Colorado. Shouldn't we be doing that? Well, you know what? These guys are still major league teams.
Well, I mean, they got a bat in the hand that can hurt you.
Yes.
And
they're in the major leagues for a reason.
Yeah.
And you got to beat those teams because they're not going to be going 0 for 162.
No, they're not.
So they're going to be losing to some good teams too.
Well, they're going to figure some stuff out over the course of the year. The White Sox will.
Yep.
And they're going to probably end up hurting some people because I was on some teams in the early '90s that were 91 wasn't a hunky-dory year all year.
Right.
Which the first half we weren't real good at all, and the second half we ended up being had the best record in the National League.
All it takes
it was unbelievable. See, I mean, it gets going a little bit,
and sometimes you get guys healthy, you get some pitchers getting on a roll. So who knows? But Sunday was one of those days we had to win. Right. We got Noel on the mound. We are trying to sweep the White Sox, and it's Fanatic's birthday. So usually odd things happen on the Fanatic's birthday. Nothing too odd.
Well,
as we said,
he's odd.
He is odd. We said last week, during the Fanatic's birthday, there was Ricky Jordan's only grand slam.
Yeah.
There was we had a no hitter by Kevin Millwood.
Yeah.
Right. We had a triple play by Randy Reddy, which would have been an unassisted triple play
if he
had tagged the runner at second.
I was there for that.
Right, but he threw it over. Were you yelling at him?
I was like, what are you doing?
So the only odd thing, I guess, on this Fanatic's birthday was Trey Turner stole home. It was a good double steal.
Yeah.
And the White Sox did botch it, but it was still a stolen base. So he stole home. But Nola was the story. He struck out 7 in 8 innings.
Yeah.
Schwarber hit a solo shot. Harper had a good game, had a sac fly, and RBI single. And that was his last game before he went on paternity leave.
Yeah.
This weekend I'm going on fraternity leave. I don't know if you know that. Yeah. I'm joining up with a bunch of fraternity brothers down at the beach. So I'm going on fraternity leave. But the Phillies rotation entered the game.
Be careful.
Yeah, I know. On Sunday, the Phillies, right. It's a lot more dangerous than fraternity leave. The Phillies rotation entered the game on Sunday going 31 1/3 consecutive innings without allowing a run. It was the longest streak in the Phillies since 1969. That's pretty amazing.
Yes, that's getting it done.
That's getting it done. As I mentioned last show, I think they had a 74% winning percentage on the Fanatic's birthday. I believe it was something like 34-12, and so now I guess they're 35-12, and they're probably up to 75%. So how about that? I wish we could have Fanatic's birthday every game.
Well, you got to be every other week.
Right.
Something like that would be good. That extra 4 games a month would be huge.
That would be huge. All right, so then we have the Reds coming to town, and I tell you what, the Reds are.
We went to the Reds.
I'm sorry. You're right. We went to the Reds. Right. Yeah. That was after the long homestand. We went to the Reds, and I tell you what, Cincinnati they've got a lot of weapons. I'm kind of glad we don't really. I think we're done with them, right? Didn't we play them at home too?
Yeah, we've already played them at home.
So we're done, which is good. Oh, look at this, Tommy. Oh. We got little wings right here. You got Ermer eyeing up the wings here. Some garlic honey over there. Oh, man. And parm? Garlic parm. All right, nice. All right, it's really tough to do the show watching this and smelling that. All right, so the Reds. Again, I'm kind of glad we got the Reds over with because I just think they're a young team that's going to get better and better. So Monday, though, we continue that scoreless streak with the pitchers.
Yeah.
And we win 7-0. Ranger Suarez.
How about Ranger?
We're going to talk about him about yesterday's
yeah.
game. But Ranger Suarez on Monday, man, this guy, 2 hits, 7 innings.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that Cody Clemens was filling in for
That's
Harper.
I got him labeled off, Phil, a little bit with Clemens. I mean, that was a big put-in.
It was.
Right there. He had a big day.
He had a big day. He hits a 3-run home run in replace of Harper, who was on paternity leave. And again, Suarez extended that scoreless streak to 25. His scoreless streak, 25 innings.
That was a 3-run homer in the ninth. I mean, it put it out of reach.
Yes, it didn't. It made sure there was no drama at the end.
Yeah.
And he only gave up 2 singles. He struck out 5. He walked 1. And then Soto and Hoffman completed the 2-hitter. JT had a big double in the 5th. Stott had 2 RBIs. So big win for the Fighting Phils, 7-0.
Yeah.
Very good there. Now we get into our road bumps right here. We'll talk about the road bumps and we'll go to break. Tuesday, it was just an ugly game all around. We lose the Reds 8-1. Sanchez didn't really have a bad inning. He just had nothing. He had 1 earned run.
Yeah,
because we made
3 errors.
3 errors.
Yeah.
We lost 8-1. Dela Cruz.
But see, he wasn't as quite as sharp.
Right.
But I mean, what comes down to, you look at the line, he pitched 3 innings, he walked 3 guys. That extra guys that you're putting on, is a huge thing. And when you start giving up hits too.
And then the errors obviously compound.
Yeah, it just compounds. And once the snowball happens, and then obviously, some other people gave up some runs too. So
and they had some of the young guys had, Dela Cruz had a 2-run home run. Christian Encarnacion Strand went 3 for 4. Santiago Espinal had 3 hits.
There was some positives, a little bit of positive. Merrifield, went 2 for 4 for us.
Yeah, JT.
I wanted to see. He gets going. That's going to add.
And I think he's starting. I think he's starting to get going too. And how about Bohm? Bohm had a double, back-to-back doubles. But Bohm right now, we'll talk about that.
He started. This was the week. I mean, he started early in the week. With all, we'll talk about Bohm too, man. But it's been a great week for him.
Yes, it has, and I bet you he'll be the NL Player of the Week.
He's got to be.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah.
And Sanchez, not Sanchez, Suarez should be the
pitcher
of the week. I don't see anybody
pitcher of the week or pitcher, but he should be the pitcher of the month.
It could be. Yes, you're right. All right, on Wednesday, that was a tough one too. It was not a good bullpen night. Phils lose to the Reds 7-4. We got off to a 1-0 lead in the first on a Bohm RBI single. We get up 2-0 on a Bohm double. So Bohm continues to do it. They get one back on a home run in the third off Turnbull.
Well, Turnbull had a pretty good outing.
Had a very good outing.
He just threw. They took him out. What did he have? 86 pitches or something like that?
Yeah,
89. 89.
Yep. Dominguez came in. We're trying to lower his. Well, we'll get into that later too with Turnbull.
But I think Turnbull, it was because of the walks too. Right there.
Yep.
He was still, his pitch counts was starting to get up, but it was the walks too, I think, that got him in trouble.
Exactly right. And again, he only pitched 52 innings last year based on injury, so we're trying to coddle him a little bit, watch his workload, and that's why.
I hate that word.
I know, but that's why Taijuan Walker's doing it tonight, and Turnbull's going to be in the bullpen. But we go up 3-1, Rojas, and Rojas is starting to heat up a little bit. But then it kind of all fell apart. Sir Anthony came in, and Sir Anthony had a rough outing. This Reds scored 5 runs in the 6th off Dominguez, and then Strom didn't help either.
Who would have thought? You're talking about Rojas, right?
Yep.
You look at this game. After that game, that he was batting 266.
Yep.
You believe that?
And you get 266 out of him and his great defense.
Oh, my God.
I'll take it every day of the week.
Yes.
So I said not a good by the bullpen because I mentioned Sir Anthony. Strom didn't stop the bleeding, even though he didn't get charged with the run.
Yeah.
Soto also gave up a run, and Alvarado gave a run. So it's just one of those, all right, if you're going to do it, you're going to have a bad bullpen, have it in just all one game.
Well, right now
save it for the rest.
Right now they're bad. They're last.
They are, yes.
They're last in the big leagues.
All right.
ERA.
All right, Tommy. Well, coming up on the show, we'll go for a lot of different things. We're going to I got some unbelievable stats for you. I can't wait till we do the stats.
There's a bunch of stats. Good
stats. I've got some stories for you, too. I got a lot of things. Maybe we'll even talk about the Eagles draft a little bit. So we'll talk all that. You're listening to the Baseball Insider Show presented by BCWSA. We are live from the Pines Tavern in Bristol, PA.
Proud to support Caldwell Egan as the Pines Tavern. The Pines Tavern is your hometown tavern featuring kicked-up comfort food for the whole family. Homemade soups, chilies, sandwiches, appetizers, and dinner entrees, all at very reasonable prices. The Pines Tavern's specialty sandwiches are the talk of the town, like their Italian roast pork or slow-cooked roast beef sandwiches. Dinner entrees include fresh seafood, steaks, and chops. The Pines Tavern has big screen TVs for all your favorite sporting events. The Pines Tavern is open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and late snacks. The Pines Tavern at the Fork in the Road at Radcliffe Street and Farragut Avenue. Energy costs are skyrocketing. Now is the time to upgrade your old heater and air conditioning systems to more efficient units to save on your utility bills. Harris Comfort can also handle all your propane needs, as well as providing sales and service on whole house generators. Harris Comfort is still family owned and has been serving our area for over 60 years, providing sales, service, installation, and peace of mind. Call 215-788-4596 or go to harriscomfort.com. Harris Comfort, still family and still local.
Montgomery Labs reminds us hunger is not a game. Today in America, child hunger is a major issue. 1 in 6 children live in homes where they go hungry. Remember to donate to your local food banks, and together we can make a difference. This is from Montgomery Labs, located at 355 Bowers Road in Berwick. Call 570-752-7712. That's 570-752-7712, where they remind us it should never hurt to be a child.
Head out to Dion Square, located at South Oxford Valley and South Olds Boulevard, to get all your essentials in one place, with the following businesses ready to serve you: Pat Dion Beverages, CVS Pharmacy, Hair Cuttery, Smile Culture Dental, Biomat, Liberty Auto Tags, Pennsylvania Fine Wine and Spirits, Lee's Hoagie House, R&J Smoothies and Juices, AutoZone, and First National Bank and Trust of Newtown. Make Dion Square your one stop for all your shopping needs at South Oxford Valley Road and South Olds Boulevard in Fairless Hills.
This is Tommy Greene from the 1993 National League champion Phillies. And here's the pitch. BCWSA water and sewer customers, you have a new and improved option to pay your bill that's convenient, reliable, and secure. Powered by Invoice Cloud, you can pay your bill 24/7 online, pay by text or phone, or sign up for AutoPay to avoid fees for late or missed payments. Visit bcwsa.net to sign up or for more info. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, proven.
With over 7,200 square feet of 200 brewers in stock at all times, Pat Dion Beverages now features 5 different flavors of their favorite slushy cocktails. You can also purchase all your wine, liquor, and other fine spirits right next door. Visit us on Facebook or online at patdionbeverages.com for upcoming events and samples from your favorite brewery or local food vendor.
We now return to the Pines Tavern in Bristol, Pennsylvania for the Baseball Insider Show, presented by BCWSA. Once again, here are your hosts, Phillies Director of Fun and Games, John Brazer, and former pitcher from the 93 National League champion Phillies, Tommy Greene.
All right, we are back at the Baseball Insider Show, presented by BCWSA, live from the Pines Tavern in Bristol, PA. I'm John Brazer, joined by Tommy Greene. Yeah. Tommy, did you have any of those wings right there?
Oh, my God.
Pretty good, right?
Salivating, man.
Did you go boneless or the bone-in?
I tried one boneless, and as you see, the
carcass,
the carnage right here.
Carcass, yeah.
So, I mean, I went bone in.
All right, Tommy, you can watch the show live at WBCBsports.com or search WBCB Sports on YouTube. You can also listen to the show on 1490 WBCB and 107.3 FM, your station in Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer County. And, Tommy, consider a career at Septa. Septa is hiring a variety of skilled trade positions, including mechanics, electricians, plumbers, masons, painters, carpenters, welders, millwrights, and more. As a Septa employee, you will earn competitive compensation, great benefits, including medical, dental, prescription, and a pension. Visit jobs.septa.org to apply today. That's jobs.septa.org. All right. Did you watch any? You're not really a college football guy, are you?
Nah, not really.
Do you follow the draft at all, NFL draft?
Nah.
Did you?
I didn't follow it. I mean, I just kind of,
Well, I was down
trying to find out who the Eagles, in Pittsburgh, because like I said, I grew up a Steelers fan.
Yeah.
But I root for the Eagles. 2 different divisions, I mean, Yeah.
Well, I was down in Atlantic City with Lee Alexander and Ben Jones.
Yeah.
And we had Jolly had a show on WBCB.
It's big time. Jolly's all in that stuff.
And he interviewed me, and he interviewed the Chief, Craig Berube, and then went to a big dinner. It was awesome. That Ocean Resort is unbelievable.
Yep.
It's unbelievable.
Yep.
I mean, it's the first time I've been in that place.
Oh, it is?
And it's blows. I mean, that place is the best place down there. I mean, it's
nice.
It's one of the nicest casinos I've ever been in, if not the nicest. I mean, really nice. So anyway, we watch. They have a sports book, and then they have a bar with a circular sports bar with TVs everywhere, and the TVs bend.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It is.
And we watched the draft, we watched the Sixers game, and there's baseball games, all kinds of things on TV. But it was fun watching the draft because there was people it was Atlantic City, so you get people from all over.
Oh, yeah.
So we were sitting next to, Giants fans, you had Jets fans, you had Dolphins fans, and everyone's screaming when they're, for every pick because they're like, wait, that's going to affect us because we need an offensive lineman, and the Cleveland Browns took an offensive lineman. What's going on here? So, but I tell you what, everyone was shocked because there was, I think, the first 15 players or something were offensive players, which is the craziest thing in the world.
It is.
I mean, there was no defensive player, which is crazy, right? And so then the Eagles needed an offensive line, cornerback, maybe a linebacker, but they never draft linebacker. So you're thinking cornerback or offensive line, maybe defensive line because Howie loves the line, right?
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is with all those offensive players taken, especially all those quarterbacks, there were 6 quarterbacks taken.
Yeah.
That all of a sudden some of the needs of the Eagles started falling in line. So next thing you know, the Eagles start getting these. They're going to have a pick of the litter for the cornerback, and the cornerback, no cornerback had been taken. So literally they could take anybody they want, and they did. They got Quinyon Mitchell, who was at Toledo.
Yeah.
Right. Fast. He's closing speed. And then they traded up in the second round. They got Cooper DeJean, who was I think he was the defensive player of the year, or at least a defensive back in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Plays for Iowa.
All-American.
Yes, and the guy can play safety. He can play cornerback. He can do kickoff returns. And then they went for a guy, Jalix Hunt, who's an edge rusher, and he's going to be more the project.
Yeah.
But his intangibles, his speed, all that. And then Will Shipley's a good running back out of Clemson. I'm a big ACC guy. And I know you were going to.
Yeah,
Clemson's one of the schools you were going to go to.
Yeah, it was one of on my top of the list.
They got a fast wide receiver, Texas A&M.
Yeah.
And then the big one, which I loved. If you saw you have to watch on video when Howie Roseman talked to Jeremiah Trotter Jr.
Junior, yeah.
And then they also had.
I saw that this morning, matter of fact.
Wasn't that great?
Yeah.
And
it was pretty
Jeffrey
cool.
Lurie also talked to him, and they both got emotional. He had lost his mom, so it was just very emotional.
Yeah.
So it was good to see that. Then they went up getting offensive linemen. They got a wide receiver, another
couple
offensive
wide
lineman.
receivers.
Yeah. Yep. So they got some. I thought it was a very good draft. Really good draft.
And a really good draft, and they spent a lot of money here recently.
Yep.
On wide receivers
Well,
of their own.
they did the extension on A.J. Brown.
Yep.
So that puts to rest all the trade talk someone talk radio was talking about, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, talk radio.
Talk radio.
Just, us guys, what's wrong with us?
Talk radio. How about that one? Yeah, how about that? All right, Tommy, let's get through the rest of the week. So we got through the bad part, right? So now we need a win now because we lost 2 or 3 now to the Reds, right? We need to split the series.
Yeah, we need to. Yeah,
it was big.
Definitely need a split.
It was big. So what do you have? Yes, you have your stopper. That's why you have Zach Wheeler, who is the stopper.
Yes, he
and
is.
And boy, did he stop because the Phils won 5-0.
Yep.
It was nice to see Bryce Harper turn and get a home run after paternity leave. Much like when I come back on Sunday to do the show, I'll be coming back from fraternity leave, and we're going to have a really good show.
And he had a little girl,
on
correct?
Sunday. He had a little girl, yes.
Yep.
So
congratulations.
Yes. So Harper homered in the 3rd inning, top off the 4-run inning. Stott had a big RBI, but Zach Wheeler is really the story.
Yeah.
6th inning pitch, 1 hit, 0 earned run. He did have 4 walks, but 8 Ks.
Yeah.
I mean, this starting pitching, Tommy, has been phenomenal from 1 to 5.
Well, that was the key that saved him a little bit, I think, with the, you start walking guys.
Right.
I walk guys too. Don't get me wrong. But if you don't give up hits, the walks really don't affect you.
Yeah.
He gave up 1 hit in 6 innings.
I know.
That was huge. And you got to give some loves to the guys who followed him.
Yes.
Kirkering got in.
Kirkering and Hoffman, Hoffman had a really good week. He's
been hot, man.
Yes, but getting Kirkering back has just been a
and they've
weapon.
been slowly working him into situations
and I think
now.
he's going to get higher leverage.
Yeah, and I still think he's got to throw his fastball more. I mean, because they're sliding him to death, it seems like still. You know, we were talking about, with a fellow baseball player, Dickie Knowles, I was talking with him. He said, it's just, God, it seems like he throws this slider after slider, and he's got a 98 to 100 mile an hour fastball.
Yep.
But, I mean, I'd like to see that
and
used a little bit more.
But that'll come.
So.
But the Phils had 11 hits. It's good to see Turner. I mean, Turner right now is he's on top of the National League leaders in hits. 3 for 5 right now. Stott, it's good to see him going. We need to get him going more. 2 for 4.
Yeah, he's the one that's shocking with his approach at the plate and the way he does and the bats he gives you. I mean, I think he's went through a stretch where he strikes out a little bit more right now, but he tends to put the ball in play. For him to hit, 230, that's not like he's a lot better than that. Yeah,
and he will. So, all right. So then Friday night starts, and the team goes out to San Diego. Now we just went 2 for 2 against the Reds.
Yeah.
Padres have a loaded team, and they've got good pitching. Now they do have Chan Ho Park on the DL.
On paper, they got a loaded team.
They do on paper.
They're not playing good baseball.
They're not. And I tell you what, Joe Musgrove, even though we've gotten to him last couple of times, but he is a tough pitcher, but not Friday night, because right from the get-go, his 4th pitch of the game. That's why I love Schwarber in the leadoff hitter position. Homers on Musgrove's 4th pitch. Phil's had 5 home runs. Showed the power display. Schwarber, Harper, Marsh, Castellanos, Real Muto. Also, how about Marsh? He robbed Jake Cronenworth of an opposite field home run in the 6th.
Yeah.
Our defense, other than that one game with 3 errors, defense has been pretty good.
Yeah.
And then, as I mentioned, starting pitching has been just so good. Nola had very good outing, 8 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 10 Ks. He had 106 pitches, and Sir Anthony bounced back with a clean 9th. Phil's offense real good, 13 hits. Marsh and Bohm each with 3 hits. So
it seems like Nola's little bugaboo, it seems like of recent, has been the 2-run homer. That's about all he's given up, I mean, but
if you're going to do that and that's your one mistake, then fine.
Yeah. I'd love to see it be like a solo, I mean, because you start getting in that habit and giving up crooked number home runs. That's where it add up quickie. I mean, you 2-run homers, 4 level, you've given up 4 runs, and that's tough.
Yep.
So.
All right, last night again, we had mentioned at the top of the show that Suarez has to be the pitcher of the week, right?
Pitcher of the month.
Yeah, pitcher of the month. I mean, talk about a brilliant outing. Phil's win 5-1. He did end his scoreless streak at 32 innings, but Suarez was just dealing. I just love what he does. He allowed 3 hits, struck out 8. He had no walks. He throws 5 pitches. He goes in, he goes out, he goes up, he goes down. He's calm as can be.
He is a pitcher.
Yes.
And the analytic people will probably go nuts. Oh, he's not throwing hard enough or whatever. He throws hard enough.
Yes.
He pitches, changes speeds.
Changes speed, his location.
And locates. Yep. And his fastball plays up because he hits with his off-speed pitches and keeps them off balance. And that fastball, instead of being 92, 93, is where he sat at the other night, plays up to 95, 96, at least. And
my prediction is he is going to win he's got to win the Gold Glove. I mean,
he's a cool customer, man. He's a hockey goalie out there, man.
He was
like Maddox back in the day.
Yes,
Maddox
right.
was like that.
That's a good analogy. Yes, very calm. I love his demeanor. Just great. So, and he only threw 96 pitches last night. That home run was 2 outs, right?
He had, just keep him. I hate to talk too much about it. There was no stress,
right,
in his outings.
And I think he was going to let him go. He was going to let him go for another inning. Hoppin struck out the side in the 9th, which is good, and Bohm extended his hitting streak. And I tell you what, the Phils beat up on a good pitcher, Dylan Cease, who came in to the game with a 1.82 ERA.
Yeah.
Came over from the White Sox. A lot of people probably didn't know about him being in the American League. But he left the game with a 2.78 ERA.
Yes, we got to him, man. And I can't believe he walked in a run, walked Harper.
Yep. Yeah. Well, he probably somewhat pitching around him. But it was also good to see Cassie with a great catch against the wall.
Yeah.
And then Merrifield's hustle. Merrifield had a nice sliding catch, too, in left field.
Yeah.
To Rob Kim. But also his hustle kept the inning going, and then we ended up getting 3 runs in that 5th. But if he doesn't hustle down that line, that inning's over. We're not getting those 3 runs, and who knows what that game's going to do.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's the little things. It's the little things that add up. When you step back and look back at. It's something to keep an inning going.
Exactly right.
Hustle. that type of thing makes a whole lot of difference. And then our guy that you've hit on already that's had a great week throwing the baseball in the bullpen, Hoffman.
Yeah.
He was lights out.
He's been a stud.
With 3 guys, he
Throwing
struck out all
strikes.
3. He was bringing it, too, with a nasty breaking ball to go along with it.
All right, Tommy, coming up, we are going to talk I got some stats for you that you're going to love. Right?
I got some.
Oh, you good? You got some too?
Well,
good.
I mean, I got just like for the year and for the last 7 days.
Well,
we got different things.
I got some fun stats. I don't know if you heard the story that Kruk told on the radio or on TV last night. Did you hear that?
Nah.
All right.
What did he say? I probably heard it.
It involves prison. I'm just going to tell you that. All right, so be ready for that one. It's Kruk's prison story and a lot of great stats. You listen to the Baseball Insider Show, presented by BCWSA. We are live at the Pines Tavern in Bristol, PA.
Proud to support Conwell Egan is the Pines Tavern. The Pines Tavern is your hometown tavern featuring kicked-up comfort food for the whole family. Homemade soups, chilies, sandwiches, appetizers, and dinner entrees, all at very reasonable prices. The Pines Tavern specialty sandwiches are the talk of the town, like their Italian roast pork or slow-cooked roast beef sandwiches. Dinner entrees include fresh seafood, steaks, and chops. The Pines Tavern has big screen TVs for all your favorite sporting events. The Pines Tavern is open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and late snacks. The Pines Tavern at the Fork in the road at Radcliffe Street and Farragut Avenue. Energy costs are skyrocketing. Now is the time to upgrade your old heater and air conditioning systems to more efficient units to save on your utility bills. Harris Comfort can also handle all your propane needs, as well as providing sales and service on whole house generators. Harris Comfort is still family owned and has been serving our area for over 60 years, providing sales, service, installation, and peace of mind. Call 215-788-4596 or go to harriscomfort.com. Harris Comfort, still family and still local.
At Penn Community Bank, we're in the business of building thriving communities. That means breaking down the barriers to home ownership, supporting fair, affordable access to housing from Philadelphia to the Lehigh Valley, like our Home Opportunity Mortgage that empowers eligible borrowers with no minimum credit score, no down payment, access to grant programs, and so much more. Visit PennCommunityBank.com/home for more details. Penn Community Bank. Here we grow. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. Account and feature terms, restrictions, and conditions apply.
With over 7,200 square feet of 200 brewers in stock at all times, Pat Dion Beverages now features 5 different flavors of their favorite slushy cocktails. You can also purchase all your wine, liquor, and other fine spirits right next door. Visit us on Facebook or online at patdionbeverages.com for upcoming events and samples from your favorite brewery or local food vendor.
BCWSA customers, former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene here. I played on the 1993 National League champs, so I know a thing or two about what it's like playing on a winning team. BCWSA has all the ingredients. They make it easy for their customers to get automatic updates by text, email, or phone anytime there is a disruption in your service area. You can even customize your alerts by going to bcwsa.net. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, your partner for a safer environment. BCWSA, proven.
Head out to Dion Square, located at South Oxford Valley and South Olds Boulevard, to get all your essentials in one place, with the following businesses ready to serve you: Pat Dion Beverages, CVS Pharmacy, Hair Cuttery, Smile Culture Dental, Biomat, Liberty Auto Tags, Pennsylvania Fine Wine and Spirits, Lee's Hoagie House, R&J Smoothies and Juices, AutoZone, and First National Bank and Trust of Newtown. Make Dion Square your one stop for all your shopping needs at South Oxford Valley Road and South Olds Boulevard in Fairless Hills.
We now return to the Pines Tavern in Bristol, Pennsylvania for the Baseball Insider Show, presented by BCWSA. Once again, here are your hosts, Phillies Director of Fun and Games, John Brazer, and former pitcher from the 93 National League champion Phillies, Tommy Greene.
All right, we are back to the Baseball Insider Show, presented by BCWSA, live from the Pines Tavern in Bristol, PA. I'm John Brazer, joined by co-host Tommy Greene. A raucous crowd here,
yes,
Tommy.
I love it.
All right, Tommy, we will give away the tickets, I think the beginning of the next break. That's what we'll do. Consider a career at Septa. Septa relies on and needs bus operators, train engineers, and conductors. As a Septa employee, you'll earn competitive compensation, great benefits, including medical, dental, prescription, and a pension. Visit jobs.septa.org to apply today. That's jobs.septa.org. All right, Tommy.
Yep.
Are you ready for some great stats?
Yes.
All right. So right now, it is time now for the Smart Stat of the Week, brought to you by Payroll Service Solutions. Call them today at 1-866-PAY-EASY. That's 1-866-PAY-EASY. All right, I'm going to, just like I've done in the past, I've got 3 big ones. There's like a million of them, but I'll do 4 stats, and then we'll get into some other ones too.
Okay.
But this is the Smart Stat of the Week, brought to you by Payroll Service Solutions. Rob Thompson is now 172 and 128. Actually, this is as of after Friday.
Yeah.
With a .533 winning percentage. That's third best in Phillies history through the first 300 games. So he's over 300 games. He's got a .533 winning percentage.
Yeah.
The only 2 guys that are better over the 300 games is Pat Moran from 1915 to 1916.
Yeah.
Where he was 180.
You knew him, right?
Oh, yeah. 180, 120. And then Irmer knew this guy, Bill Schätzlein, 182 and 118. That was back in 1898. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Bill Schätzlein.
I knew you were old.
Yes. Yeah. I knew the Dead Sea when it was sick, Tommy. All right. The other stat, Aaron Noll this year has more 8-inning starts than every other team in baseball.
How about that?
Yes. He has more
Aaron's doing
starts
what he does.
than any other team in baseball. All right. Suarez. It was fun watching him last night, and he stretched his scoreless innings, which is tied for 5th in Phillies history. Unfortunately, it ended when the guy hit the home run, Rosario.
Yeah.
But right now, Grover Alexander, he went 41 innings scoreless. That's 1911. Cliff Lee did it in 34 innings in 2011. L.A., your buddy L.A., 32 and 2/3 in 1984. Dick Farrell did it in 1957, 32 and 2/3. And then Suarez really was 32 and 2/3, but because you're a starter, they don't get the 2/3. So technically Suarez should have been tied with L.A. and Dick Farrell for 3rd.
Yeah.
But because he's a starter, they don't count those 2 outs. So
I was there at one time. I was right at it. I had like 29.
Is that right? You're right up there?
Yeah.
And then the last one is Bohm's 11-game hit streak is the longest in the majors, and he extended it against, we talked about it,
good. What a week he had, man.
Really good week. So he extended against Dylan Cease. So right-handed batters against Cease were 1 in 52 this year. Okay, 1 in 52 right-handed batters. Turner made it 2 for 53 when he had a broken bat single, and then Bohm went deep on a first-pitch slider. His slider, Cease's slider, had not been hit for a home run by a right-handed batter since last year.
Well, that ball was teed up. I saw the slow-mo. That ball was basically center cut. It's a slider you don't want to throw to a right-hander. Started on the inside corner and ended it in the middle of the plate that he got. So, I mean, you got to hit that pitch. You can't afford to take it or miss it.
Yep.
So.
And then Suarez has a 2.48 ERA on the road since 2021, which is the best in baseball. So Suarez just doing on a lot of levels.
I'll tell you what, he's been so impressive. I mean, we've talked about him before in the previous shows and stuff. It was so good to see him come and be for full spring training, ready to go. Don't have to worry about that. The games they played last year during spring training, the World
Baseball Classic.
Yeah, and then the other times he's had visa troubles or something like that. He's never had
2 years he had visa issues.
And he's not ready really to start the season. If you ask me.
Well, it's nice.
I'll tell you what, it's good to see him healthy and going.
And it's nice to know that we basically have 3 number ones. I mean, Suarez now is basically number 1.
You got guys on a roll, and it could be 3, 4, and 5 to get on a roll.
Yep.
And they're number ones.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. People would like to put numbers on things. They're big league pitchers. Some guys draw. They've been around a little bit longer, and that's why they're pitching. Everybody considers Wheeler and Nola dual number ones. But I think it's all relative.
Yep. I agree. All right, and that was your Philly Smart Stat of the Week. Once again, brought to you by Payroll Service Solutions. Call them today at 1-866-PAY-EASY. For the smart choice in payroll services, call them again at 1-866-PAY-EASY. All right, I have some other stats for you, Tommy. Ready?
Yeah.
Willie Mays was a 301 lifetime hitter.
Yep.
Frank Thomas was a lifetime 301 hitter. Tony Gwynn was a 302 lifetime hitter with 2 strikes.
Yes.
He hit 302 with 2 strikes.
He hit like 330 or 40.
Right, but I'm saying he was better than those guys who were great hitters with 2 strikes.
Yeah.
That's against them overall.
Well, I mean, that just shows you he wasn't afraid to hit with 2 strikes, and he'd foul pitches off. It was unbelievable how he did things. You know, I have to say I was lucky enough to come up the same era, or sort of the same era, and the same time and play a lot of games against him and watch him play. So it was to watch how he went about his business and stuff. A lot of people could learn from.
Well, and then I mentioned I was going to talk about Kruk. So obviously you didn't see you weren't paying attention, but Kruk is it's my wife's favorite announcer. She loves John Kruk.
Kruk's hilarious.
And is there a better storyteller than John Kruk?
He's got a bunch of them. He's like you.
Well, he was telling on the TV last night. He was talking about playing in the Caribbean World Series in 1986.
Okay.
Right? His team played an exhibition game against the prison team, right? So he said the catcher didn't have any equipment. He's not wearing any equipment and so Kruk said, went to the backup catcher of his team, said, "Here, can you donate some equipment?" So he did. So then he's the catcher.
Yeah.
This is a Mexican. Sorry, it's a Caribbean league, so it was in Mexico. And he asked the catcher, who was luckily fluent in English, so he could communicate with him. And he said, "What did the pitcher do?" Because the pitcher was throwing gas, right?
Yeah.
He was very impressed with the pitcher because he was throwing gas. He said, "What did the pitcher do?" He said, "Well, he caught his girlfriend cheating, and he basically torched her car with a boyfriend in it."
Yeah.
And he said, "Huh." And then all of a sudden he said, afterwards, T-Mac said, "How'd that make you feel?" And he said, "Well, that was probably it was very uncomfortable at bat," right? Knowing he's facing this guy.
Yeah.
Not that you want to laugh at that matter, but still, like, Kruk's the only one that could bring up that story.
There's not too many people that make Kruk uncomfortable.
Yeah, well,
Randy Johnson and there's one other one.
And that prison pitcher.
And there was one other one, and it was sort of the same type guy, John Candelaria.
Right?
Candyman.
Yep. It looks like we're in a Greek tavern breaking plates over here. All right. Tommy, we got some other stats that I'm going to tell you. Nick Castellanos, he has played 374 straight games without an error. It is the position player NL record, breaking Darren Lewis's record of 369. The MLB record is 440 by Robbie Grossman in 2018 to 2022. So he has 374 straight games without an error.
That's awesome.
Right? How about this? We'll talk about some prospects. Phillies prospect Gabriel Rincon Jr., he hit a home run in Reading. You've been to that ballpark.
Yeah.
Did you play? No, you didn't play in that ballpark. Oh, yeah, maybe you did when you
I
played for Atlanta.
Well, no.
For the Phillies.
We had a rehab start. I had a rehab start there, and also we played against them as the Phillies. We went down and played an exhibition game in the ballpark. Yeah.
He, Gabriel Rincon Jr., hit a ball that left the ballpark and ended up on the other side of the highway.
How about that?
Other side of the highway. And then pay attention. I mentioned this guy before.
How far did they say that thing went? They say?
Really far. I don't know. It didn't say. But the other one, I mentioned this guy before, but, man, keep an eye out for minor league rookie pitcher George Klassen. He's down in Clearwater. He went 6 innings pitched, 0 runs, 2 hits, 8 walks. For the season.
8 walks?
8 Ks, sorry. Oh. For the season, 21 innings pitched, 0.00 ERA, 0.52 WHIP, 32 strikeouts. 21 innings pitched.
What's he
starting
doing?
Pitcher.
What's he doing still there?
Well, he's a rookie, so he's only.
So what?
Well,
so what? I mean, he's having that much success.
He'll move up quickly.
Yeah.
All right. How about this one? Schwarber's home run on Friday was his 100th in a Phillies uniform. It is the second fastest to 100. Ryan Howard, so Schwarber did it in 342 games. Ryan Howard did it in 325 games.
Yep.
But good for Schwarber for that. And then I got two, along with the Kruk story, I got two. One funny, one. I guess they're both kind of funny. Did you know that in 1917, Ernie Shore once threw a perfect game after recording 27 straight outs? It's only credited as a combined no-hitter because he pitched in relief of Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth walked the first batter and was then ejected for punching the umpire in the face.
Classic. I like that.
He punched the umpire in the face.
There's some of them that need that.
Gets kicked out. Then Ernie Shore comes in and got 27 straight outs and a no-hitter. But he only got credit for a combined no-hitter.
Classic.
Yeah. And then we'll end this segment with Ricky Henderson. You got to love Ricky Henderson. Ricky Henderson, did you ever hear the story where Ricky was a veteran? I guess he was on the A's, and someone had his seat. You know, I guess certain people had their seat. And it's always their seat. Did you have that?
In the dugout?
No, in the bus, like on the team bus.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, sort of like that, you know.
So someone was sitting in Ricky's seat. I guess it was a young player sitting in Ricky's seat who probably had no idea that they were sitting in Ricky's seat. And Ricky gets on the bus and said, "Hey, Ricky, kick that kid out of your seat. You got tenure." He goes, "Tenure? I got 20 year." He said that. And then
that's so Ricky.
And then another
Ricky talking about Ricky is another thing. He always talks in the third person. So.
Yeah. Well, then another one, and someone quoted, the Bible passage, John 3:16.
Yeah.
Right. So someone quoted John 3:16 to Ricky Henderson, in which Ricky said, "Ricky don't want to hear about John hitting 3:16. Ricky's hitting 3:30."
That's classic. Classic.
Ricky Henderson. That's great.
Yeah, he is.
All right,
he's a beauty.
Coming
when it
up
comes
on
to
the
stuff like that.
Coming up on the show, we'll talk little standings, Tommy. I know it's early. We're getting through almost the month of April.
A little bit more stats,
but we are definitely going to maybe a little more stats. We're also going to get you set up for today's game. We are facing Michael King, right-handed pitcher, former Yankee. And it looks like we got a full lineup. So we'll get you the lineup, talk about some matchups. You're listening to the Baseball Insider Show presented by BCWSA. We are live from the Pines Tavern in Bristol, PA.
Proud to support Conwell Egan is the Pines Tavern. The Pines Tavern is your hometown tavern featuring kicked-up comfort food for the whole family. Homemade soups, chilies, sandwiches, appetizers, and dinner entrees, all at very reasonable prices. The Pines Tavern specialty sandwiches are the talk of the town, like their Italian roast pork or slow-cooked roast beef sandwiches. Dinner entrees include fresh seafood, steaks, and chops. The Pines Tavern has big screen TVs for all your favorite sporting events. The Pines Tavern is open dinner and late snacks. The Pines Tavern at the Fork in the road at Radcliffe Street and Farragut Avenue. Energy costs are skyrocketing. Now is the time to upgrade your old heater and air conditioning systems to more efficient units to save on your utility bills. Harris Comfort can also handle all your propane needs, as well as providing sales and service on whole house generators. Harris Comfort is still family owned and has been serving our area for over 60 years, providing sales, service, installation, and peace of mind. Call 215-788-4596 or go to harriscomfort.com. Harris Comfort, still family and still local.
Montgomery Labs reminds us hunger is not a game. Today in America, child hunger is a major issue. 1 in 6 children live in homes where they go hungry. Remember to donate to your local food banks, and together we can make a difference. This is from Montgomery Labs, located at 355 Bowers Road in Berwick. Call 570-752-7712. That's 570-752-7712, where they remind us it should never hurt to be a child.
This is Tommy Greene from the 1993 National League champion Phillies. And here's the pitch. BCWSA water and sewer customers, you have a new and improved option to pay your bill that's convenient, reliable, and secure. Powered by Invoice Cloud, you can pay your bill 24/7 online, pay by text or phone, or sign up for autopay to avoid fees for late or missed payments. Visit bcwsa.net to sign up or for more info. That's bcwsa.net. BSA, proven.
Head out to Dion Square, located at South Oxford Valley and South Olds Boulevard, to get all your essentials in one place, with the following businesses ready to serve you: Pat Dion Beverages, CVS Pharmacy, Hair Cuttery, Smile Culture Dental, Biomat, Liberty Auto Tags, Pennsylvania Fine Wine and Spirits, Lee's Hoagie House, R&J Smoothies and Juices, AutoZone, and First National Bank and Trust of Newtown. Make Dion Square your one stop for all your shopping needs at South Oxford Valley Road and South Olds Boulevard in Fairless Hills.
With over 7,200 square feet of 200 brewers in stock at all times, Pat Dion Beverages now features 5 different flavors of their favorite slushy cocktails. You can also purchase all your wine, liquor, and other fine spirits right next door. Visit us on Facebook or online at patdionbeverages.com for upcoming events and samples from your favorite brewery or local food vendor.
We now return to the Pines Tavern in Bristol, Pennsylvania for the Baseball Insider Show, presented by BCWSA. Once again, here are your hosts, Phillies Director of Fun and Games, John Brazer, and former pitcher from the 93 National League champion Phillies, Tommy Greene.
All right, we are back to the Baseball Insider Show, presented by BCWSA. We're live at the Pines Tavern in Bristol, PA. I'm John Brazer, joined by my co-host, Tommy Greene. Tommy, it is ready to do the drawing. So everybody is here with hold a bated breath right here, because we have 2 tickets for the June 3rd game against the Brewers. It'll be a very good game, 6:40 time. Tommy, so people aren't mad at me, you pick.
You want them to be mad at me?
Yes, get mad at you. He is much bigger than me. All right. What do we got?
All right. The number is 431-2287.
All right, we got a winner back here. All right, we got a winner somewhere. I hear cheering. All right, congratulations. That is 2 tickets to the June 3rd game, Brewers 640. Someone's very happy.
Yeah. Sounds like somebody got it there hooping and hollering.
Good. All right. Well, Tommy, let's get you set up for today's game because we are going for the sweep today. It'll be interesting because Taijuan Walker is making his 2024 debut.
Yeah.
What are you expecting out of Taijuan? I mean, do you see him going 5 innings?
Well, we should be. There you go, brother. Make sure that's it. Let me see. I can't see.
Yeah. Right.
431-2287.
Good.
That's good. You're
all right.
the man.
I guess he sees Larry.
You can keep both tickets.
And go see Larry. Larry will have the tickets. All right. There you have it. All right, so back to Taijuan Walker.
He better be ready to go 5 innings, you know. How many rehab starts he have?
Well, I thought he was going to have more, but he has a couple. Yep.
Yeah, he better be ready. You don't bring him up. He's not ready to go 5 innings.
Yep. Well,
he's a starting pitcher, man.
And
at least the pitch count being able to go. Now, whether he throws 5 innings or not is another thing. Yeah. But
well, the good news is the bullpen is rested. So
yeah, we got Turnbull to piggyback him. Or back him up. Yeah, if it starts maybe going, the other way.
Yep.
To me, God, it's a hard. That's a hard decision. You got a guy's pitching as well as Turnbull has, and then you're putting him in.
Yep, they're doing it for the long term.
I know because they got a lot of money.
Yep.
Invested, but like you hit on it earlier a little bit too about the workload.
52 innings last year.
Yeah. It could be where
and you're going to need him. You're going to need him this year. He's going to come. He's going to. Unfortunately, he'll be.
He was hot though, man.
I should say unfortunately because there's going to be. Whatever. So, could be paternity leaves, could be injuries. Hopefully not. Knock on wood. There could be, but he'll be a valuable part of this team.
It takes everybody.
Yeah.
So we got to have everybody going at some point. Everybody's got to contribute, and Walker's got to do that.
Yep.
We're expecting a lot of. some good things from him. We need him to pitch well, and well by me. He don't have to be great.
Yep.
But consistently.
You
don't have to be awesome, but consistently give us a chance to win ball games, keep us in games. That's what we need.
All right, so here's the lineup today. It is leading off Kyle Schwarber, right?
Yeah.
Now we're facing Michael King.
Yeah.
Michael King is a right-handed pitcher. You might not know the name from the National League because he's been in the Yankees organization for 4 years, and this is his first year in the Padres. So this is his 5th year in the majors, 28 years old out of Boston College. He was 2 for 2 with a 4.11 ERA and 1.43 WHIP. Last year he was 9-4 with a 2.75 ERA. So good year last year. So Michael King, a right-handed pitcher.
He's solid.
So leading off for the Phils will be Schwarber, who is 1 for 1 against King.
Oh, by the way, I got to give you kudos because I think you called it last week about we need Schwarber going deep on the on his first in the first inning.
Yep, and he did.
And he did. So, kudos to you a little bit.
Thank you. He's 1 for 1 versus King, so hopefully he can do it again today.
Yeah.
Turner is batting second, playing short, 2 for 4 against King. Harper's never faced him, batting third, playing first. Bohm playing third, 0 for 1 against King. Real Muto batting fifth, catching. Marsh playing left field is 0 for 1 against King.
Yeah.
Castellanos 0 for 1 against King, batting seventh. Stott is 1 for 1 against King, batting 8th, and then Rojas. So that's pretty much your starting lineup against right-handed pitcher.
Well, you look. You start talking about our lineup. One of the stats of last week. You look at we had 5 guys batting over 300 all last week, but the head dog this is the one I wanted. We got to give him more praise for the week he's had.
Alec Bohm.
Alec Bohm, man. He had 30 ABs, 17 hits.
Right.
9 ribbies. He scored 5 runs, so he accounted for 13 runs in those 7 games.
He should be the National League player of the week.
And he had a home run, and that was it. But he hit 567 for the week. That was unbelievable.
That's getting it done.
Yeah.
And then, and then when you look at it, well, let's go to the Padres, and we'll go back to that. Padres lineup is Jerickson Profar leading off, playing left field. He's 5 for 12 versus Taiwan with 2 home runs. Tatis batting second.
He might need to hit him in a certain situation to get him uncomfortable.
And Tatis is 3 for 8 with 2 home runs. But then he's got a little better stats going forward with Cronenworth batting third, 1 for 7. Machado's 4 for 21 against him. Bogarts is 2 for 9 against him. Merrill hasn't faced him. Shortstop, I don't even know who. Kim, sorry. Yep. 2 for 10 against him. Paulie's their DH. He hasn't faced him. And then Higashioka.
Hey, say that again real fast.
Higashioka is 1 for 4 against
well, God bless
Taiwan.
You. You sound like you were doing
I got my allergies coming in. All right, so that is that. But, yes, speaking of stats, when you look at the stats, it's pretty interesting. Trey Turner is hitting .345. He's got 7 stolen bases. He's got 10 doubles. Right now, if you look at the batting leaders, well, let's go to the leaderboards. So if you look at batting average in the major leagues, Mookie Betts is unworldly right now, hitting .391. Then you got Will Smith, right? He keeps slapping those balls into left field. He's got – did you get that joke? Will Smith. He's hitting .367. Ozuna is one of the best players in the game right now.
He's been hot for a year and a half.
He's hitting .354, but so is Bohm. So Bohm is tied for third in Major League Baseball for average, .354.
Yeah.
Home runs, we don't have anybody up there. Trout's got 10. Ozuna's got 9.
Yeah.
RBI, we were right up there. Bohm's third with 26.
Yeah.
Ozuna's got 31. In number of hits, Mookie Betts has 45. Ohtani 41 and Turner 40. So he's third in hits is Turner. So Turner,
Ohtani, man, he's got the hardest hit balls.
Yes.
All years. I mean, like the top probably 5.
Yeah, he's just a beast.
When he hits it, he barrels it up, man.
And then you go into the pitching. We are, as far as pitching wins, Suarez is tied for first with Glasnow from L.A. with 5.
Yeah.
Noel's got 4. ERA, Suarez is 4th. Lopez from Atlanta, their acquisition this year is first. Imanaga from Cubs.
How about that, man?
Barrios from Toronto, and then Suarez, 1.32. Strikeouts, Wheeler's second in Major League Baseball, 46. Quality starts, how about this? Wheeler and Suarez both have 5. That's tied with 4 other pitchers.
Yeah.
So right now the Fighting Phils are 1.5 games out of Atlanta. We've also played 3 more games than them.
I wanted to quickly hit a couple, little stats for the hitters.
Okay.
I mean, for the yearly thing, we've come a long way. I remember we were batting like 230 at one time. Now we're batting 253. That's a big jump. That's a big jump. So we're 7th in the big leagues.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean that's awesome.
We were way down there before.
And team pitching. Last week, we were 5th, just team pitching. That's along with everybody.
With bullpen, too.
With bullpen. We with a 2.51.
Right, and
that's awesome.
And that's with a couple bullpen guys that blew up.
Yeah, and here's the big thing. I hit up on it earlier a little bit. Starters, we're second in baseball with a 2.13 ERA.
Yep.
Boston is ahead of us, a 2.11. You believe that?
I can't believe there's a
that's
team
for the
even
year.
ahead of us.
That's as starters.
Right.
And now relievers are dead last in the ERA.
Right.
And still we're in team pitching. I can't remember if I put it or whatever. There's some more stats I got. I know we're running short on time.
Yep.
But we've made that transition a little bit and riding that train right now. We're climbing the stairwell a little bit, right? Going that way.
Well, I'm feeling pretty good about this team right now. Yeah. Again, being 18-10. Right? After
anytime you can have that type of month is unbelievable.
Yep, and we're heading into May this week, so it should be interesting. All right, Tommy, that wraps up today's Baseball Insider Show presented by BCWSA, live from the Pines Tavern in Bristol, PA. Thanks to the good folks here at the Pines Tavern, Larry Warren, for hosting us this year. Thanks also to my co-host, Tommy Greene, our on-site engineer, Chris Ermer, back in the studio, Brooks St. Ives. We'll be back next Sunday from 6 to 7 at the CP Rankin Club at Citizens Bank Park because the Phillies are taking on the Giants in a nationally televised game on ESPN at 7 o'clock. Until then, have a great week, and as the late, great Harry the K says,
we're out of here.
1490 WBCB and 107.3 FM W297CL.